Alrighty guys, today we are going to be watching Faker play Sylas. He recently played him in the MSI tournament and completely destroyed the enemy team EG. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alrighty, so he started Dark Seal refillable, which is actually really pretty risky, especially in pro play. But he has TP, which makes the refillable pretty good.
I mean, this is another one of those compositions, another one of those times where I'm like feeling a bit better here for T1. They've got that very powerful gangplank. Of course, Sylas not necessarily known for his gangplank in the LCK, but has picked it up one time.
So he's going Conquer and Inspiration. It's pretty basic runes. Most likely Magical Footwear. Actually, no, pros don't run Magical Footwear. It's most likely Biscuits and Cosmic Insight. We'll see if they show us his runes, though.
Can't remember the last time, because we have seen some center lanes, particularly from Guma and Carrier, and seeing them go for Nautilus here, especially when Carrier plays things like Zac, which I would be very excited to see.
I was hoping for some trees, I was hoping for some Margin Boo, it would have been fun, but not going to get that.
Twisted Fate is quite a hard matchup too. There's a lot of pokes, so this is an interesting pick for Sylas. He also doesn't have the best ults either. It's a very interesting Sylas pick. He might be too big-brained for me to understand, but I don't really see... he has really good engage with Nautilus, I will say that, but definitely not good ultis for him to steal. It'll be pretty hard for him to do anything. So he goes Q for the first two. That's very respectful, for sure. It's the only way he'll be able to farm, though.
Notably here, both teams have the same amount of information.
Alright, so we see he has a Biscuit, so yeah, almost every pro runs Biscuit.
Both placing down wards on the respective blue buff, so full knowledge here for both teams of where the junglers are going to be, which in practice should lead to a relatively eventful early game, but we have seen, and the most successful example of this obviously has been Jankos, junglers kind of moving away from those timers.
Yeah, you can already see he has 10 CS to 6. Oh, wait, okay. Oh, he's actually doing fantastic. I guess the wave wasn't at the tower. He's doing a very good job for CSing with Sylas.
Yep, you can see T1 actually aware.
Oh, but now it's coming to the tower and getting a bit harder. This is when it becomes hard to CS with Sylas. I'm praying for him over here. But he most likely will be down in CS for the majority of the game, especially against the Twisted Fate.
And not exactly too psyched about it, as you can see. Down to sub 200 here on the bottom side. But
he got level 3, so you always go when you're level 3, and that was a fantastic trade. That gave him prio back in the lane. For sure. Every time I turn level 3, I go in. Although it is a lot harder now that there's the durability patch. I usually wait until level 4 or 5, but it was a really good trade for him.
And Owner going to cover with both Faker and Jojo backing. Don't expect there to be any heavy contest there. And with Owner in the area, Zay is also completely fine to shove out this wave on top side.
Ooh, max range hook here towards the bottom side of the map. Another snare to come through. Flat Arcane Shift coming out from Danny. Not going to be flashing just yet, Atlas.
That was a Senna Nautilus, I just realized that. That's very interesting. And they're doing really well.
Vulcan taking a fair bit of damage here. Not a lot of mana for himself, as T1 reclaiming some control towards this bottom side. And look, this is looking relatively like a T1.
So it looks like they both reset, and
you can see in the gold,
Faker ended up going recalling and getting a Doran's Ring. So usually I start with a Doran's Ring and get a Dark Seal, but he got a Dark Seal and then a Doran's Ring. So same thing, I guess backwards. But the difference is he goes TP, which I think makes sense. If I were to go TP, you would also want to go refillable potion for obvious reasons, gold efficiency and things like that. So,
as I was saying, you might think that we have a horse in the race because we're LCK casters, and we do. But the real bet is what happens pre-5 minutes in that bot lane.
Hey, that's true.
You're in deep trouble. Atlas.
We only have 30 seconds. Well, to be perfectly honest, no. That bet was something that that I didn't have the right amount of information for. And let's be honest, me and bets, I'm not very good at them, Chronicler. As you can see, I'm missing a fair bit on the top of my head.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
I was there.
And yeah, you can see the minimap, he's just getting pushed in constantly. He's just kind of sitting at his tower, but he's farming really well for sitting at tower.
I say that personally, because it makes me feel really bad, mostly.
No. Well, it wasn't your fault, you know. It was definitely on me, but the amount of people that were like, oh, I can't believe Chronicler made him do that. I'm like, oh, he didn't, guys. This was all me.
Hey.
I can take responsibility.
You can frame it as I made Atlas lose his hair. I made you save your stomach. That's a win.
That's true, because I didn't have to eat my shoe. And that's
40 to 40, actually perfect.
All that fun. FAKER going to be tidying up that mid lane though. Jojupin just hanging out. Both of our mid laners with their teleports on cooldown, but no flashes down from anyone just yet. Nothing like that.
He does a really good job of popping. He knows Twisted Fate has bone plating, so he does a really good job of popping it with his Q every time it's up. It's pretty impressive. Or not I mean, it's FAKER. I feel like everything's impressive with him, but he definitely knows Sylas's tricks.
Comfort LCK territory.
He is actually, interestingly enough, in that left corner, that bottom left corner, he's maxing Q first, which is honestly a good idea if you're in lanes where there's not going to be much fighting and there's a lot of poke and you need a CS. And what I assume he's going to do is he's going to put 3 points into Q and then the rest in a W. It's just kind of help because obviously, as you can see through his gameplay, he's not looking to make any aggressive plays. He's really just looking to farm, and that explains why he's farming so well. Is when you put 3 points in a Q, it makes your life just that much easier.
I get it. I know your love.
So you don't want to go magical footwear when you go inspiration because you're not able to get boots. And when you're recalling, trying to get items constantly, especially Sylas, you want to get Ionian boots basically as soon as possible for the ability haste. So he gets that first item, which is pretty standard. And I'm really interested. I want to keep looking at his ability maxes.
Particularly that Rift Herald. How are we going to see both of these two teams set up? Because I do think the EG comp, again, if T1 doesn't respect where Jojo is, if they don't keep good track of Inspired, and Vulcan can hit a early piece of CC, and you blow someone from T1 up, with how T1 have been playing thus far, I'm pretty sure that they are then going to contest 4 versus 5.
Oh, it's a Hextech Dragon too for the first strike. That's also Sylas' favorite dragon. This is kind of going in his favor. So he stole the Twisted Fate ulti. The timer's really low when Sylas takes an ulti, almost a minute, so he's looking to make a play fast. He doesn't want that ulti to go to waste.
Thinking about throwing a fake destiny towards that top side, will not.
Yeah, even the casters are saying.
Just threatening. Decent bit of vision there. Was available from EG. Do like how
it's almost halfway through. You could see in the bottom left corner, and you could see he put 1 point into W. So he put 3 points into Q, and he's putting his points into W now, as you can see. But you could also see right over here this little timer, which means the clock is ticking, and he's gonna have to use that ultimate before it runs out, or else it's just a complete waste.
Herald spawning coming up soon. Do expect EG as they get shoved in there to try and contest that, but they might also go for the counterplay.
Yeah, he just used it. Just to use it for vision, know where the enemy is. It's pretty good, I guess, in that sense, where it kind of just keeps the enemy on their toes. Use it top lane. Yeah. It's better, I always think, it's better to use an ulti than not use it at all, even if you don't think you're going to do anything with it. I mean, might as well throw it out. So, that's some value, I guess.
Other than that, don't know quite as much. As Carrie's gonna
this is looking good. Even if he has flash, he's pretty dead. That Nautilus ult was really good to help him set up his Q1 and Q2, but Bard's in the area and kind of helps him get out. Ooh. That was a fair flash. If he got hit by that, he would have been stunned by Twisted Fate, CC chained, and probably dead. So, that's a reasonable flash from both mid laners there. It's 0-0 at 9 minutes, but I swear to God, this game is so intense. Alright, yeah, 3 points into W. So he's putting all of his points into W first, just puts 3 points in for the farm.
Just shooting impact over and over again. Now that Sheen has been picked up, it's going to be even more frustrating for the Gwen. But of course, when that Leeching Lear comes in, it will be a little bit better with the added sustain that Gwen will have for herself.
Is TP up again? I mean, it's 5 minutes from Unleash teleport.
Do need to be careful. There's now impact going in. Trial by fire, I believe, down onto the Gwen now.
Oh man, are we gonna get a kill? I think we're finally gonna get a kill of the game. Yeah.
Continuing his amazing run here at MSI.
With the lack of vision and no defensive summoners available, big risk.
I think it kind of goes back and forth between being good quality. Oh nope, that was definitely better. We'll go back to that.
They can probably get some plates, but getting an actual first turbo looking.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, this is looking rough as well. Chronicler is now FAKER.
He has ulti.
Destiny Eye on top of him. Gold card comes out. The piercing darkness, not enough healing.
Sylas can't do much there. He's also out of mana, so FAKER really doesn't want to do anything.
is a prize
He's
that
most likely going to recall and then
very
TP back.
happy to take.
Because
Unfortunately, full
Sylas
gold
without mana is just pointless. He does have a biscuit though.
as with that impact death, so much gold going
So that
into
helps
Zeus,
with
who
the
has
mana
been
when it's really low.
by, I'd say a large margin, the most consistent performing member of T1, and domestically, Zeus got basically no attention, and he didn't need attention, because again, T1 basically unchecked within the own region. But here at MSI, it's been such a different story, and I'm happy to see T1 actually pay way more attention towards their best performing player. Guma, unfortunately, at least doesn't use the flash. He's used a lot of those in plays where he shouldn't in the matches thus far. So at least holds on to that. But exactly sure
Alright, so he's
what
recalling now.
do, which is pick off those strikers.
99 CS.
Yeah, well, now MasterCard Mythic is going to be the Trinity Force. We have a look at the replay of this first blood.
Yeah, I mean, Gwen doesn't have anything. She's pretty deady here no matter what.
Powerful this stage of the game, but committing to the flash gets the parlay, and Gwen was unfortunately not immune.
And I think also a fake sense of security there, possibly for impact, because Jojo was roaming up. And if a Twisted Phaser is roaming towards your lane, you're going to feel a lot better about it. Guma walking alone into enemy territory with no one to really back him up. Unfortunately, just gets taken down immediately.
Wow, that's actually really unlucky too. So as you can see, Sylas right there stole Viego's ulti, but since it was in his mid ulti, he actually didn't get it. Baker's ulti went on cooldown, but that doesn't matter now. That's just a nifty little trick. For those of you that don't know, you can't steal an ulti while mid shadow dash, anything like that. Whew, and Gumuyusi almost getting caught out again. Looks like he has Twisted Fate's ulti though, so Evil Geniuses is probably not going to fight, because they know that if they do, he's just going to show up out of nowhere. And he got a lost chapter on his first recall. I think we all know where this is going. He's going to get Everfrost. Ooh. That was a good pick. There's the ulti from Sylas. But I don't think they can go any further than that. Ooh. He actually dies there. That was beautifully done by Danny. Actually out-kiting him. Wow. He went a little too aggressive there, and he didn't have his dash or flash to dodge that Ezra ulti. Oh, okay. But then T1 just gets another kill, donated by Impact in the top lane. There's nothing that's just a fake can do here. That is crazy, actually. Wow. Bit of a misplay by a Faker.
Yeah, top side. Unfortunate play, even with the Ignite advantage and the ult advantage. Zeus having already finished his Trinity Force. Not a necessary play.
Yeah, so we could watch this again. I'm actually interested to see.
Really nice punish there from EG when T1 overextends. Forcing the flash here is nicely done. Again, you see the attempt from Inspire to roam around and maybe look for a good skirmisher, as they should with the composition. And then this pick off T1. That part's great. Inspired is on vision, carrier flashes.
There's just nothing that Viego can do from that CC chain. Sylas ult comes in. They're both full, or Ezreal's full health. Takes a tower shot, gets Ignite. He's not able to heal fully, and that ulti barely skims him. But since he was ignited, his W doesn't really do that much healing, and that's hard to watch.
Pick off FAKER there, who was hiding behind the rest of his teammates. This little less fortunate.
Oh, it really looked like Impact was going to win this. Wow.
You might be fine here, but in the extended trade, with the item advantage that Zeus has, this has really taken your matchup from not great to real hard for Impact.
Yeah. I believe what you were looking for there is bad to worse.
I'd like to stay positive, Atlas. Sue me. I needed this tournament, okay?
No, I liked it. You were going for the different way, and I enjoyed it. As T1 possibly in trouble yet again here, as the Tempered Fate is going to be.
Sylas doesn't have TP or Twisted Fate ult. He's just dead.
Is obviously not going to be enough to get him out to safety, as he is left out to dry. EG evening up the kill score yet again, and they are not down by too much gold here at all.
Oh, Faker actually not even having that much of a gold lead with Sylas there.
I'm loving EG, because with this type of composition, you're going to be always looking for those type of players and consistently going towards the T1 bot lane.
So he finally got his Everfrost. He is about 1,000 gold under Twisted Fate, which is a good amount.
Fate when they don't have the flash available. And it is definitely a top side win for T1. EG on the bot side getting a huge lead there, as we can see. Of course, with center lanes, there always be a little bit of disjoint in terms of gold. But suffice it to say that Danny, he's feeling very well nourished.
Yeah.
He's got a turret.
Yeah, so it seems the EG bot lane is winning, but the EG top lane is losing.
that is a really good setup for AG as they get into the later parts of the game, because
But they're getting the objectives. Rift Herald and Dragon to T1, which is a pretty big deal.
But also thought about the Camille in the T1 composition rather, because it's one of the very few picks that can actually reliably deal with or besides Kai'Sa, but we've seen that happen a lot.
Yeah.
This turn.
And these are two players that don't necessarily like the Kai'Sa all that much. Tempered Fate is going to...
Oh, Sylas doesn't have TP. It's really close to being up, but it's not up, and he's just popped. Jeez, they're just picking Yuma Yusi out all game. Really good Bard ults there. But Sylas' TP just was barely off.
Really well done.
Although I don't think it would have mattered too much.
Using their long-range punish with the Tempered Fate, and they have Joji Pyun roaming around. Inspired and Vulcan have basically been inseparable this entire game.
So there's going to be a dragon fight. It's coming up in 30 seconds. Senna will make it here. So I'm interested to see what Faker steals as an ultimate.
The ever-living hell out of me is not nice, but it definitely gets results. And that's
He has a hard engage with Nautilus, which I think that is the main reason he picked Sylas here, is because he has a really good engage with Nautilus to just get in there.
Was it 28% damage share of his team?
Yeah.
It's 21 now, and the meta shift away from Jinx Aphelios.
So he's going top side because he has TP just in case there is a fight.
And
but I mean, if it moves to an Ezreal meta, I mean, the highest damage share numbers I've ever seen have been Ezreal.
Well, exactly. So,
So
it's still bad.
I don't think he wins a fight against Gwen, especially if she already has Riftmaker.
That we've been used to seeing.
Continuously killing him is great, is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah. Well, let's see whether Gumushi can get himself back into that mindset. And honestly, he hasn't had too many answers so far to the things that EG have been trying to do. And I don't think it's necessarily on him.
See that Drake?
Yeah, no, it's a mountain and then it's a cut.
I guess they're just giving it.
What were you expecting? I've read the script today. As Joji Pyun going to get out of the way of the gangplank, and Owner will be able to
And
secure it,
Zeus is just going to take this
is
tower for free. Wow, they're just kind of dominating the map, honestly.
Definitely much more fun than the Cloud Drake, but not necessarily my personal favorite. As Zeus picks up the tower on the bottom side of the map, Faker looking for a back as well as Owner. We'll see whether Joji Pyun's going to be able to.
Faker has really just been farming, recalling, TPing back, farming, recalling, walking back to lane.
Does get finished up. Gumushi just trying to farm things up here in this mid lane. See whether the Senna can get online. Of course, still a fair bit of soul farming has come through, but as you can see, he takes a lot of damage.
Soul count also not looking particularly great. Only sitting on 51,
only 51.
right now. Yeah, it's just a bad experience for the T1 bot lane, and that kind of beckons the question: which team actually got the better hand of this early game? Because in terms of gold, there is clearly neither team that has been able to really break away.
But when have we been able to say that for a T1 match so far? I mean, it feels like even in games that T1 loses, they have at least a 3,000 gold lead.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That has been one of the main characteristics. So EG managing well in that regard, I think in of itself is a big win. On the flip side, I do feel like T1, when it
So it looks like they're going to push mid down. Going to use that Rift Herald before it goes out and just look to get the tower.
Well scaling parts of EG, Impact most notably, and the Ezreal, as I mentioned previously, will be hard for T1 to get on top of if they don't have something like a Stolen Tempered Fate, like a Destiny from the Sylas, but it is a little harder to execute. You do need to have all the pieces in motion, and you need T1 ideally to, again, have someone roam away from the main team, be able to pick them off, start those resets for Inspired. Also, Zeus went
So it looks like he's building a Zonia second item. Already has the stopwatch.
That T1 is presumably going to be looking for split pushing, which into the composition of EG is a, I'd say, ill-advised move, because they don't really want you to group.
But I mean, yeah, no, I don't have very many positives here. As Zeus is going to test out his new hold.
Oh, yikes.
Carry is going to ruin it for him.
He's getting caught out. Sylas is TPing in. We actually might get a fight at 19 minutes. 19-30 minutes. So he's taking the Bard ulti. Uses the Everfrost to lock him down, but he's just getting CC chained. Catches the Bard. Oh yeah, he's definitely dead. Oh, we missed the E, but we get him. It's a 1 for none.
And the smoke screen from Owner was so big there, not actually allowing EG to immediately pick off Zeus. That would have been a huge boon. If they hunted to zero him, he's the most fat member on T1. Him going down would mean a surefire win for EG. Unfortunately for them, not quite working out that way. And while the first 2 Drakes going over to T1 have not been the biggest issue, we do see here again, the front-to-back team fight from T1, I think is incredibly hard to play into. If you don't hunt to zero someone, the healing that Guma provide is going to be a big problem. And Zeus, if he gets off a couple of barrel combos, even with Hullbreaker, it's going to hurt a lot.
No,
He's a level behind Twisted Fate though, which is a pretty big deal.
Talk about a little bit because I imagine a lot of people are saying like T1's got a lot of physical damage. Things like this certainly can be a problem sometimes. But of course, you know, Sylas is there, but going to be building a lot of utility in the earlier stages.
Yeah.
I mean, no one on
So they're
EG
talking about how
building
Sylas is their
anything
only
really
AP. The rest of them are AD, and if Sylas is going to be enough AP for it to matter, they're building all plated steel caps.
You are getting a lot of value, as we can see from the amount of armor that's already being stacked by EG, right? Them being able to pick up multiple tarbies and try to deal with the... Especially when FAKER isn't actually targeting you, because Sylas single target damage is amazing.
Yeah, no, exactly.
But, in a team setting, it's not nearly as impressive until like late game where you can steal Ezreal ultis and whatnot. It is definitely rough, and that actually adds to Zay's going for a more tanky build.
Yeah, so they're basically speaking on that,
It does mean
about how Sylas is not going to be doing that much AP damage, and it's all single target damage until the late game. But I think by level 11, when the cooldowns are a bit shorter, he should be able to help with the team a little bit more with damage. And because he's going Conquer, it's definitely there as well. He has the Twisted Fate ult on standby, not TP. He's probably going to recall now and just finish out that Zhonya's, I'm assuming. Yeah. Everfrost and Zonya's the classic duo.
Zeus with his Scryer's Bloom sees exactly what's going on, but EG are stacked up.
Oh, that was a beautiful Q by Nautilus to get out of that awkward spot. Sylas is using the ulti. Looking to get right in there. Really good Everfrost rooting down Ezreal and just killing him. Wow, that was a beautiful Everfrost. Woo! Oh, and it's a good thing he has Zhonya's because he's almost dead, but he gets out of there. Man. FAKER, playmaker. It looks like Sylas was a bad pick. It looks like he's not doing anything, but then when it matters most, he clutches up, shows up, and just by hitting that Everfrost root, got into the perfect position with the Twisted Fate ulti, was able to get that Everfrost root on the most fed member, the only person that they have to worry about on EG, and that's Ezreal. That's actually crazy. Oh, and now he's going to stop this. Oh, he didn't steal it, but he's going to kill... Full health, just killing him all around the map. I didn't even see that happening. And now Sylas is just scaling and snowballing. That's the Sylas way. You're useless for the first 20 minutes of the game as long as you don't feed. And you make it to your first item or two. It's over. They're saying exactly what I said. It's crazy because this isn't a really unique gameplay of game style of Sylas. He's not the carry, he's the utility. It's utility Sylas. He gets in the right place, he sets his team up for success, and they kill. So he's not the carry of the team, but he's helping them carry. This is the dream. I mean, Sylas is just so great as a teamfight champion, but it's so hard to pull off in solo queue. He has the Viego ulti, which once again, not a great damage ulti, but a great utility ulti, helping him get into the right spot, maybe going over a wall and getting some distance for the execute or into safety. I just love, they are just playing the map amazingly. They're playing the enemy so perfectly, where they can't do anything but give them towers. Okay, so Zeus is looking like he's gonna need some help. He takes one down though. Oh my god, Gangplank is busted, and now there's a fight. Rooting Ezreal once again with the Everfrost, not letting him play the game. FAKER just oh, and he hits the E. Beautiful 400 heal. We'd love to see that. He does not take the portal though, right? Oh my god, please don't take that portal. That is stressing me out. Wow, he went from doing nothing all the early game, 3, 1, and 4. He is both of Ezreal's deaths. Ezreal is 3, 2, and 0. He is actually the reason they win this game. Killing the most in another Everfrost hit. Securing every kill that he has is from Everfrost. playing Sylas, and they win. They just win there. Faker is a god. What in the hell? I was so bored the entire game, and then he just does that. This guy, wow. This guy knows how to play Sylas. That was just beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, I honestly think I learned a lot watching him right there. I mean, I thought Sylas was so bad for the team, and he just makes it good. So, hats off to Faker. I actually learned a lot from that, and I thought I mean I do know everything kind of with Sylas, but that was very impressive to see him do that in pro play. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, we post every day, and comment down below what you think about his Faker. I think his Sylas, I think Faker is amazing, and that was honestly a lot of fun to watch. I had a lot more fun than I thought, because the beginning of the game was pretty slow, but that'll be it from me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Peace out.